Hey guys, this is Lasercorn here from Mahalo Video Games, bringing you another cast from the Blizzcon Invitational that happened at Blizzcon 2010 in Anaheim. This one is Demuslim, the Terran player from the UK, against Luffy, the Zerg player from China. So it looks like we're going to have a little East meets West throwdown here in a minute. And keep in mind, each match is a best of 3, and the winner advances to the winner's bracket. The loser goes to the loser's bracket. It's double elimination, so if you lose in the loser's bracket, you're out. And if you win, you go on for a chance at that grand prize of $25,000. So a lot on the line here at the BlizzCon Invitational. We're not actually at the BlizzCon Invitational. We're just casting the games that Blizzard was nice enough to release. But you know, not everyone gets to go to BlizzCon, so you know, it's nice for the rest of us to get to be able to watch the games online and see who won. Follow our favorite players. Throw production up here. And it looks like we've got a scouting overlord coming out for Luffy. And a scouting SCV for Demuslim. Just gonna peek in on each other, see what's going on. Looks like Demuslim is gonna try and wall off that wide ramp here on Scrap Station. And meanwhile, the SCV is going to chase down this drone, and the drone attacks a little bit there. Now the drone chasing the SCV, and the SCV lays down an engineering bay to block the expansion. And that can't make that drone very happy. They're now playing Ring Around the Rosie, apparently, with this partially formed engineering bay. And looks like the SCV going to head back into the base of Luffy to see what's going on. Now that he's blocked that expansion, Zerg players hate when you do that. Oh, and there was a chance for, if the drones would have come off the line, they could have maybe got us around, but looks like they're going to let this SCV continue to wreak havoc here in the base of Luffy. And he's going to go back and do a little more work on the engineering bay. I guess he was just on his lunch break before. And a little more Ring Around the Rosie. It looks like that drone is not going to be able to catch that SCV. Although the SCV does stop. And a little more work. It's up to 250 points right now, so that's going to be hard for that drone to take down. He's probably going to need some of his drone buddies to come help him bring down this engineering bay in order to get the expansion up. What do we got going on for Demuslim? Demuslim's still working on walling off this very large ramp. He does have a Marine out, so he could probably chase off this Overlord. The Overlord knows the Marine's out, and he's going to head back that way. This drone returning from his adventures, and it looks like they did manage to knock down that engineering bay, and the hatchery is going up, probably with the help of these Zerglings here, who are now moving out across the map, and looks like they're gonna see if they can maybe cause some havoc or at least get some scouting information on Demuslim's base. Demuslim pretty well walled off here. A factory, a barracks, and 2 supply depots on the ramp. Yeah, those Zerglings are not going to get up there. Plus the Marines watching it. Yeah. They're going to have to retreat. So Luffy now just getting his expansion up and trying to get back on track after that annoying engineering bay. It looks like a scan going to go down. He sees the layer morph coming in. Queen's going to throw down some extra larvae on that hatchery while it's morphing. These Zerglings going to head back to base, just in case, I guess. We do have a spine crawler morphing in now for Luffy at the entrance ramp. Interesting play there. It is a long walk, but you never know. Demuslim might decide to walk around and try and bust up this ramp. Expansion is up. He's got a queen heading there now. Man, those queens are slow off the creep. Just lumbering over there. Looks like we got Stim Pack on the way for Demuslim. And wow, that's a heavily fortified ramp. Check out that bunker positioning. And it looks like he's thinking about expanding too. He's got a Terran command center, now morphing into an orbital command center. And he could take his natural expansion, or he's got the option, Terran players can always just float over to the island here and take that. It's a great way to get an expansion that can only be attacked by air, really. Unless you're dropping, or in the case of Zerg, I guess a Nidus Worm can get in there. Still, that's late game tech, so island expansion usually pretty sound investment. Or if he wants to get really risky, he can go down here and try and grab this gold but that would be a long flight, and I imagine if you were doing that, he would have built his command center closer. Got a little scouting Zergling running out here. Gonna see what's going on. And he's got no chance of getting up that ramp. He probably knows that. He just wants to see what's at the ramp. Sees the factory and the barracks. And we do have a dropship out for Demuslim. It looks like he's gonna be picking up some Marines and Marauders. Salvaging that bunker. I guess he needed the extra money for something. Let's follow this dropship, see how that does. Actually, let's get a little bit ahead of it. And oh, it looks like he is ready. He's got a spine crawler right here and some patrolling Zerglings. But as long as he stays out, as long as Demuslim stays out of range of that spine crawler, he's going to be able to do some damage to the economy. Yep, and those Zerglings are not going to be enough with proper micro as he micros backwards to take down this drop force that Demuslim has dropped in the base, and they are going to start getting drones. One drone goes down too. More Zerglings spawning, but Zerglings getting taken out almost as soon as they hatch. This Queen trying to fight, but Queen just not enough to take on the drop force, and all these drones forced to pull off the line and head down probably to the expansion. Now targeting the spawning pool as they stim up once more. Mutalisks on the field now, though. Mutalisks are going to come in here, and with the help of these Zerglings and drones, I think the Mutalisks should be able to clean it up. Yeah, these drop forces are going to be left stranded, and even the dropship goes down. So a total wipeout, but they did manage to do some serious damage to the economy. Let's see what the income is. So 36 harvesters for Demuslim, over 31 for Luffy. So even though all the drop units were lost, he did manage to do some damage to the economy. And now it looks like Luffy wants to go eye for an eye and get some of these SCVs that are running around. Yep, he's taking down SCVs left and right with these Mutalisks. And the Marine's going to come in, chase him off with that stim. Marine's great against Mutalisks. Getting healed up now. But Mutalisks are a great harassment force, and a Baneling nest coming into play. So we are going to see Muta Baneling play from Luffy here. It's a very effective combination, especially against Terran, who like to build those big bio balls. The Banelings just come in and wipe out bio balls like that. So Muta Baneling should be interesting. I don't know how Demuslim plans to respond to this. Thors are always good if you find yourself in that situation, but Thors are expensive, and he doesn't even have a tech lab on this factory, so might have to find a more creative way to deal with this build that Luffy has coming at him. And this orbital command now getting cut off by these Mutalisks. Not enough Mutalisks to take it down here, and the stimmed Marines are going to run in and chase him off. But Mutalisks getting a few pot shots. Should be able to heal that up pretty quickly, or repair it up, I'm sorry. SCV's repaired. And these Mutalisks just being annoying, hanging out outside the base, forcing him to guard both his expansion and his regular base. And the Mutalisks doing some damage here, taking out a couple Marines who were separated from the group. You really got to keep your Marines grouped up and your Marauders protected, because invading Mutalisks will just come in and take them out if they're left alone. These Mutalisks now going to work on these rocks down here, thinking about breaking through. Interesting play. He's got centrifugal hooks on the way for his Banelings to make his Banelings faster, but he doesn't have any Banelings morphed in yet. I imagine he'll morph before he attacks. And look at this, Demuslim taking out his own rocks, maybe thinking of attacking Luffy before those Banelings get on the field, which would actually be a good play. Oh, but those Banelings are morphing in right now. 6 Banelings at least. Morphing in for Luffy. And is Demuslim going to get him before they hatch? He is wandering upon those eggs. No, the Banelings do hatch, and the Banelings charging forward at the Marines. The Marines backpedaling, stimmed up. Oh, he splits up his Marines, but he still loses a good deal of them. And these Mutalisks are going to clean up the ones that are left. Oh, not a good engagement there for Demuslim. It looks like these invading Mutalisks did some serious damage. But a drop in the back. And no damage done. Not a very effective drop at all for Demuslim. And I don't know if dropship play is what he needs here. He might need to go mech. but I'm no pro, so maybe he can make this work. That is a lot of Mutalisks and more Banelings morphing in. Missile turrets there to guard the expansion for Demuslim. But now Zergling's running in, taking out this missile turret. There's nothing there to stop ground forces from coming in and just wreaking havoc on the missile turret. Here come the Marines, and they're trying to get back, trying to defend this other missile turret. They know the he needs the missile turrets to keep the Mutalisks at bay. But wow, that is a big Baneling force coming in, and the Baneling's just destroying all the Marines and Marauders, and even doing some damage to that missile turret before it goes down. 2 more missile turrets over here, but the Mutalisks can just hang out of range of those guys. Stim Marines coming in to finally drive off these Mutalisks. For now, actually, they're just going to go hang out over here. They're going to come right back. They know every time they use a Stim, they lose some health. So, oh, and look at this. Zerglings attacking the ramp now while the supply depots are lowered. So, just able to run right up on that ramp. And this Marine force is not going to be enough to take on all these Mutalisks, even with the medvac healing them and the combat shield upgrade. No, the Mutalisks are overhead, and they have cleaned up all the Marines. Demuslim needs something more than what he's got to deal with this Mutalisk force, especially when they're backed up by Banelings. If these Mutalisks get in trouble, those Banelings are just going to roll in and destroy all those Marines. Marines stimming up now, trying to drive them off. Demuslim really in a lot of trouble. He's got his expansions cut off, and here come more Banelings. Banelings just giving them the old acid bath, and wow, look at that guy die. But good job by Demuslim in stimming up and running away and getting most of his units out of range. But this engagement is not going to go well for Demuslim. He is GGing out. So that was game 1 between Luffy and Demuslim, and you saw Luffy take it down there. So we'll go to game 2, and yeah, see you in a minute. Hey guys, thanks for watching. This is Dave with Mahalo Video Games once again. If you guys have any requests for replays you want casted or questions or comments, go ahead and send those over to requests@mahalo.com. Alright, thanks again.